What's good, guys? Charles and Team COG coming at you here with kind of a local report. I'm gonna go show you guys my my deck list I played. The ban list just dropped not that long ago, so like we lost Augur Pain from the Gaurdragon variant, and I decided to still take the Gaurdragon variant, minusing the Augur Pain. I still ended up getting first. Won all these packs. I'm gonna go through the deck and show you like why I still chose to play it. If you guys are here for the deck list and want a more in-depth, please check out my previous profile, because nothing has changed in the extra deck or main deck. Everything has changed has been here in the extra deck here. So like it's legitimately copy and paste. So like, I mean, nothing in here has changed at all. So like, if you're here, like I'm just gonna go through. I'm gonna show you guys like different engines you can play due to the ban list. Like a lot of people I see have been migrating away from this variant and going more towards the OTK and go second variant, and that's fine. You know, like, you guys do you. I'm not saying like this is the best build you have to play. This is the best build that works for me. You guys play the build that works for you. But before we get into this video, I'd like to give a shout out to our affiliate and sponsor, OPHIDIAN Duelist. I'll put their link in the description below. Also, remember to use our code COG5 to get 5% off your next mat order from them. They have awesome mats. Most of our profiles have always been done in OPHIDIAN mats, except for this one. But they're awesome. Please give them a check out. Use that, get 5% off. Anything you do helps the channel out. But anyway, let's just go ahead and jump into what we're all here for, the OTS packs. So let's see here. Let's see if we can get something good. Boot Up Soldier Dread Dynamo, Asabin, and Subterra Nemesis Archer. Okay. Kind of cool, kind of cool. If you guys saw from my community post, we got like an OTS 10 pack, and I pulled that Ultimate Hayate, so I think my luck's out, so I don't think we'll get anything cool from here. But if we do, we do. Moray of Greed, True King's Return, and Fortune Lady Light. I think the only thing I've pulled from OTS 11 has been Dingritsu, which I ended up winning that one tournament too. So let's just keep on going. Fortune Lady Water, Limiter Removal, and Fortune's Future. All right, cool. Only 2 more packs to go. Can we pull an ultimate? Like, I'd take anything. Desires would be more. I like Desires more, but Common Heritage, Cyber Dragon, Orcust Harp Horror. Okay. The enemy right there. All right, we're still going here. We got one more pack after this. Another Moray of Greed, Stronghold the Moving Fortress, and Salamangreat Violent Chimera. So I think I messed up here. We'll go ahead and put all these together. So let's just, final pack, guys. Let's bless this pack and hope that we can get an ultimate. All right, Moray of Greed, Stronghold, and another Violent Chimera. All right, guys, well, that's what I got. No ultimates, that's all right. I got one ultimate that day, so I can't really complain. But anyway, let's just jump into the deck discussion and kind of play through it real quick. So, of course, guys, like, you play 3 of all the Crusadias, and I opted to still play this, even though, like, this deck loses only because you don't see a Crusadia. You play the max amount, there's nothing really you can fix if you don't see any. You could potentially play Sangan and then search out, like, Arborea, and, like, that's a viable option. But, like, the only way this deck really, truly, hardly, like, true to the heart breaks is if you don't see any Crusadia or a Crusadian extender. Leonis here is really good, especially in the upcoming format, since Thunders did not get touched. Thunders, like, they set all their stuff in defense, so essentially you just make Equamax point to one of the Thunder Dragons, like Colossus or Titan, then you just attack for piercing, and like you combine that with like Maximus and stuff, like you're gonna essentially hit him for game. But yeah, so Maximus is very important in the upcoming format, I believe. Reclusia is still really good here because the ability for you to like Striker, if Striker is still lurking around, and what's the deck? Salamangreats. I played against the Salamangreat. I got rocked 3 times, guys. 3 times I got rocked, and I was able to play through it. So I'll get into that in the extra deck when we get there. But Reclusia is really good for special summoning to like the Salad Sunlight Wolf, and the if the Sky Striker plays there, especially now because Sky Strikers will set that one Widow Anchor, and you just snipe the Widow Anchor, and then like the with the Salad you can bait the Roar, bait the Rage. So I mean that's really good. But other than that, like I wouldn't play any less, guys. Like you need to max on these because, like I said, the deck truly only bricks when you don't see a Crusadia, so you have to play the max copy of Crusadias. Moving on to the next engine, the familiar engine. Thank you guys for helping remember what this engine was called, because I cannot for the life of me remember. So Ranru is really important because it's a dragon for your Gaurdragon combos, of course, but this engine allows you to make the rank 4s. And I understand, like, somebody commented and said, like, they were upset that I was playing these. This was not Crusadia. But I mean, like, hey, homie, we're playing all the Crusadias. Like, Crusadia is not an engine in this deck. Like, this is a Crusadia deck with a familiar engine, so calm down. And also, do note that the reason that I still play these, I still decided to play Azalthot, because even in the going second variant, like, you're so restricted to hand traps, like Ash Blossom, Ogre, any hand trap outside of impermanence, like, really can stun you. Like, we are really susceptible to hand traps, so, like, despite what variant you're playing, like, if you need to get the Magius to resolve in order to get your Maximus and you don't get it, you're not going to win. And that goes for even the going second variant playing first. Sometimes you need to establish, for the best going first board, I have been able to see, like, pure Crusadia, just in the heart of just opening all these Crusadia cards you can make is FA Don Dragster and Equal Max, which is enough, which is now the best since we lost Agripain and Hot Red. It's the best that this deck can also do now outside of putting the Sea Turtle on board. And that's too bad. But however, sometimes that's enough and sometimes that's not. But when, like, your entire deck doesn't play enough extenders to play through it, or, like, your deck has no way to shut off the hand traps like the familiar engine allows us to do, you're really susceptible to the hand traps and you can lose. And I just didn't want to do that. I didn't want to put in kaijus or anything like that. And then, like, people seem to forget, like, if they have, like, a negate board, like a negate 5 board, like a pendulum board, you still make Azalthot and you shut off all their negates. So, I mean, it's kind of good for going second as well. But I still opted to play this engine just because I valued it. I was really, so, like, this engine here, guys, I was really, really close to playing, like, another small kaiju engine just to play a more going second variant. But then I was like, well, man, Agripain's gone, but, like, what did we really lose outside of one negate? I mean, we can still do the best things that we can do. We can still go first and set up, like, four negates. We can still go second and put on a lot of pressure and win. And I didn't want to sacrifice having what do you call it, like a level going first and a level going second to just go to a bad going first and a great going second. I personally wanted to keep it medium weight, so I decided not to use this engine for that reason. And then another engine that I was really going to go to, what I was thinking about testing, is the Sky Striker engine. Given we are down to only one Widow Anchor, but still ending on Avermax with a Widow Anchor and, like, a set Crusadia power is still really good. And then not to mention, like, this is good for going first and going second. Like, going first, you still set the Widow Anchor, make Avermax. Going second, you search out cards like Jamming Wave and the one that destroys monsters and Widow Anchor, and you just, like, break apart their board. Or I really like this card because you can search this card and rid problematic back row. So that's some options. You can play a small Sky Striker engine and stuff. If you do not like the familiar package, you want to play Azalthot. And essentially with the Striker engine here, you just put in Hayate and Kagari instead of the Gnarl and Azalthot. But yeah, that's a potential engine you guys could play, and I really recommend this engine. I will probably, next locals I go to, I will probably test this engine out just because I really want to try it. And, like, it's potentially, like, it could be good, but people have said Engage is only as good as what I can search out. And now you can't, like, search out multiple Widow Anchors. You can only search out one, which sometimes an Avermax plus one interruption is more than enough. So that's it for the familiar package here. We'll move on here now to the next best package. We're playing the Waterfront and the Gamma Seal. This is, like, I don't think people understand. So, like, back in the day of World Chalice, it's funny because I used to give World Chalice crap because this was its only win condition, and now, like, look at us now. But this card is just such a powerhouse. The fact that this card can win games on its own is phenomenal, and the fact that we still have the ability with LP and Pisty to still get to this and win is beyond me. And it's like you normally, like, you can still break so many boards. Like, your side deck is very important in this matchup, or in this deck now, because, like, you have to side in and side out certain cards. But, like, I mean, I can't lie, guys. Like, this right here, this is normally ending with an Equal Max and a Don Dragster, and, like, that's still almost unbreakable. It's just Equal Max has such a very good interaction with Waterfront and Gamma Seal, just because Equal Max gives you a negate and then fuels the Gamma Seal more. It's just phenomenal. So I couldn't bring myself to cut this engine. It's so good. You should see it because we are now that we have space, we are playing 2 Skull Dreads just so we can draw into it. So, like, I mean, you have to play it. Like, in my opinion, like, if you're trying to play, like, a pure go second Crusadia, you mean, like I said, you can easily play other kaijus, slumbers. You can play Striker engine if you want to. But if you're playing, if you want to like have that ability to like, if you still want to go first and combo off and do that crazy stuff like I do, this is the best win condition the deck has outside of making its FA Dawn Dragster and its Equalmax boards. So I mean, I liked it. This card put in so much work. It was, every time it touched down, I won. So I mean, you still got it. It's self-explanatory, guys. Like the deck, it's people give this. It's like, well, now you're just Waterfront Turbo, and it's like, well, yeah, like it's pretty good. I mean, considering the fact that Waterfront and Gamma can beat almost any other engine in the game, to be honest with you. Like, Gamma is just a powerhouse, a walk-in judgment that you can only strike it with and stop it. Moving on now, we're playing, like, here's the Gaurdragon side of everything. We're still playing these guys. So, one pet peeve I have, and I don't know, I'm at a 40-card deck list. I might actually bump the targets for quick launch up, because so many times, guys, I open with both of these in my hand, and then they're just dead. And it's like, wow. So I got to really hope that I can get to my Skull Dread to put the cards back so I can get value off of them. But sometimes, like, at that point, when you open 2 dead cards and you need at least, like, you need to get to Azaltot in order to secure your plays, like, you're not getting there. But I think I might up this to, like, a Magna Rocket Dragon or play another Tracer Dragon, just because, like, I'm so tired of opening the Garnet and the Quick Launch. So then my Quick Launches are dead. It's the same concept with Brilliant Fusion. If you open your Garnet and your Brilliant Fusion, it's dead, and it not only turns these 2 cards dead in your hand, it turns the other 2 cards in your deck dead that you could potentially draw into. But Skull Dread allows us to pretty much fix our hands pretty easy. These 2 guys are good. I remember when I wasn't playing these, and they've been in ever since. They're just too powerful not to play. They just allow you to push for your the best boards you can do. But other than that, yeah, it's pretty simple. Also, take note that since we did lose Augur Pain, we don't really have a way to counter Hot Red anymore. So now, like, drawing Quick Launch and having the ability to chain Quick Launch to the Dark Ruler No More and then Equalmax negate the Dark Ruler No More is very viable. Just another way to play around the promos, even though I don't think Dark Ruler's seen really any play. But continuing on, the 3 extenders, I'm not going to explain these. You guys know. I don't play 2 successions because they're hard once per turn. I don't want to open multiples. I play Gaurdragon because Gaurdragon has more interaction now with Draco and Renru, and Monster Reborn because it's Monster Reborn. Moving on. Rhoda, excuse me. So now we play 3, 6, 9. We play 1 more Arborea, so like we have the ability to like see a Crusadia if we don't. And then finally, the Trap. The Trap is just so good. It allows your Equalmax to be live, and Equalmax is just such a high pressure card that it's remarkable. And it just allows you to search out Recursion for the following turn to keep the grind game going. Essentially, you can like use this to search out Succession or Gaurdragon, and you just bring back the Draco. Draco re-adds this back. Then you get to do it essentially again, because if you don't open or draw into the Gaurdragon or the Succession, it's really interesting. Moving on to the extra deck real quick, guys. Like I said, same package. These 2. Equalmax and then Avermax. So I had an open space, so I decided to put Avermax in just because, you know, I had a space and I was like, well, he's not a lot of rogue decks can out him, and he's such a powerful card. So I put him in, and in hindsight, guys, I might actually play a second Equalmax, because essentially now what the deck does is the deck goes first, sets up its board of negates, and then like by turn 2, if they break that board, you need to have the ability to reclimb back into Equalmax and continue with the deck's like inherent win condition outside of outside the Sea Turtle. And I'm not playing a second Equalmax, so I found that come up quite a bit. All I had was Avermax, so Avermax might get turned into another Equalmax, but for now, he performed very well in the local tournament. He allowed me to put on the extra bit of damage against the Salad player I beat. So, but yeah, that's it. He's back in, but like I said, he might become a second Equalmax. And just further testing, we got a regional coming up, so I might have to get it figured out soon. Now moving on to the Gaurdragon, we're playing 2 Skull Dread now because we got to see this to see the Waterfront to see our win condition. Also, it just allows us to pretty much draw 8 cards, and like making the side deck very easy. So like something I found out after this locals, I'm probably gonna put like there can only be 1 in the side deck, so then like I can draw and see it, or I might even main deck there can only be 1 just for the ability to draw it off this card, because it's such a powerful card, and there can only be 1 is almost as good as a win condition as Gamma Seal. Like you flip that with like a Dawn Dragster or an Equalmax, like if they have the out to it, you can negate it with either Dawn Dragster or Equalmax. So like it's just a win more card, and it's just another win condition this deck could have. But I have such bad luck with traps and seeing them that I probably would just honestly play 1 or 2 of them just because I don't want to open them. I want to draw them off to Skull Dread. We're still playing the 1 LP and the 1 Pisty because these guys, now that Augur Pain's gone, these guys just pretty much say the Turbo Skull Dread. That's what they allow you to do. There is a very interesting combo when like you have Skuldred. You have Skuldred here, and then like you bring back the Hot Red and the Dragon. You can go into like the Nutritional Fusion, banish like you banish the Tempest, get the Draco, use this guy to summon the Draco, and then like you rip a card from their extra deck, their top of their deck, and you get to get the proc off the Tempest, which is really cool, but it didn't do enough for me. And then you still make Skuldred all over again. But it didn't do enough for me at the time, so I don't think I'll play it. However, like essentially like when you make the first Skuldred, you draw into what you hope is Waterfront. If not, you draw in, keep an extender, make Pisty, go into a second, pretty much go right back into the second Skuldred to hopefully draw into what you need. It's pretty good, guys. And like I said, once you resolve Azathoth, the only thing is stop using Impermanence. And sometimes Impermanence isn't enough depending on the extenders you have. Like they might stop the first Skuldred, but they won't stop the second one. And it's pretty cool. I really was very pleased with how the deck performed. Hieratic Seal of Heavenly Spears. So this card I put in here because I thought worst case scenario, I can at least summon the turtle off the Skuldred, and then maybe get a dragon or have a dragon on board that then I can link into this. But believe it or not, guys, sometimes like in the tournament, I found myself linking off my Pisty and my Hot Red Dragon into this, and then linking into Equimax, so that the Draco I bring back is still live, so Equimax has a live negate with the Waterfront on there, because I didn't want to deplete the resources I had to go into the second Skuldred, because the second Skuldred, once you draw off Skuldred's never for sure. So like I knew for sure that I could end on an Equimax and a Sea Turtle versus maybe ending on just a Sea Turtle alone. But he was in here for that like worst case scenario, but I ended up using him more as a link ladder and to get into a Equimax like a weird way. But in theory, he's the same as Equimax. You have him and the turtle, and then you bounce their normal summon, and then like you're pretty good. Then you summon a Draco from the deck or whatever you want to do. The MVP of the day, Link Spider, guys. So Link Spider did so much work. I got rocked 3 times, and coincidentally enough, I got rocked and I had Crusadia extenders in my hand. Like most of the time I had, let me see, I had like Reclusia and Draco. Every time it happened, I had Draco. So like, or I had the black or white serpent, one of the two. And every time they did that, I just used the token that the Nibiru gives you, linked into this, special the Crusadia had from hand, went into Spatha, and then just continued on my play. And if they had another hand trap, they had it. But Link Spider just did phenomenal work. Like I said, every game I got rocked, I played through. And it was really good. I recommend you guys, no matter what variant you're playing, play Link Spider. It just allows you to play through the rock. And even the OTK variant, if you're forced to go first and then they rock you, you can still just make this and link and still go back into your Equimax. So just remember that, guys. For the final little 2-bit, Gnarl and Azathoth, you guys, I gotta tell you guys, like this, even if you're playing the going second variant, like shutting off hand traps to like protect you so that you can go for the OTK is really good. And like in this combo variant, like the Gaurdragon variant, like this says you must have impermanence to stop me. And it's like I had my, and not even that, you must have impermanence to stop me. And the best part ever is when you summon Gnarla, it's like you have to rock me here. Like you control when the rock hits. Like your opponent just doesn't get to drop it on you when like you're at your like middle of your combo. No, you say you gotta rock me here at Gnarla. And they forced to, otherwise they can't anymore. So which I really like. You control when the rock happens and not like your opponent gets to, which is really good. But as like I said, guys, like you kind of gotta pick your battles. You don't have to play Azathoth if you want to play through. Believe it or not, the Azathoth variant was popular when I got my invite with this deck, and I was not playing Azathoth, and I still was able to play through hand traps. But now that salads are way more, I'd say, popular-ish, now that hand traps are seeing a resurgence, there's like more hand traps now, like Phantasme and all that stuff. Like it's probably worth it to play. Finally, OPHIDIAN Dragster, you guys, like our best board now is essentially Equimax. Our best board without Agripane and out the Sea Turtle is now this. Like this is our best board we can make, which is not bad. Sometimes it's enough, but like you got to play the Drawn Dragster because it's the best thing we can get for going first. And like I said, the spell negation is really good, especially like I'm telling you guys, like if you end on there can only be one with these 2 cards, there's like no way they'll be able to solve there can only be one unless they open 3 forms of removal for it. But anyway, guys, we're just going to go ahead and jump into the side deck, and I'll try to explain to you real quick and things I would change. You got to play the tokens. Red reboots for the back row deck, so you got to play them. 3 Lancia, Thunder Dragon, and Orcus matchups, like you got to play those. I played 3 Nibrui, but to be honest with you guys, I think I will put Kaijus in. Nibrui did not perform well for me. The restriction to only summon 5 times came up like quite a bit, so it was a dead card in my hand. 3 Danko. Danko's really good, but it depends how much we see Striker still present that I'll keep playing this. Essentially, the theory behind this is, again, Striker and Salamangreat, they give you a zone to summon to. So, like, you normal this, shut off the back row, then special your Crusadia, make Azathoth, continue your play, and yeah. So we'll just see how prominent Striker is. Otherwise, this might come out for, like I said, there can only be 1 or something like that to go on the side. I don't know yet. 3 Cosmics. Should be Twin Twisters. I think now we're at the point where Twin Twisters is more needed just because of the back row. Like, this deck now can struggle against back row, because remember, guys, Azathoth doesn't shut off floodgates. He just shuts off hand traps. So we got to do what we can to remove those problematic floodgates that also hurt us. But yeah, guys, so that is it for, like, the local discussion. Like I said, my matchups were, like, Salamangreats, Mech Knights. Shane got up to 2nd place, and I played him with Noble Knights. I mean, it was pretty rough, so. But anyway, guys, this has been Charles from Team CMOG. Please stay tuned for future content. I don't know if we'll have any. I'll do probably a test hand video with this going forward, but, like, I'm pretty happy with the way the deck performs, so I don't think there's any immediate changes that I'll be making, except for to the side deck, maybe. Not until something else comes out. But once Dream Mirrors hit, I'm going to be going pretty good with Dream Mirrors, because I was on that train before everyone started hopping on it. So got to represent that deck. But remember, guys, please remember to like, comment, and subscribe, and check out OPHIDIAN Duelist. This has been Charles from Team COG, signing out.